I have a friend who is 27 years old, I'll just call her Mia for this, is chronically ill. I'm not sure exactly what she's been diagnosed with other than just type 1 diabetes though. But because of her being diabetic, she's been in and out of the hospital since me and my girlfriend met her a little over a year and a half ago. It's been becoming more frequent though with it now, her getting DKA at least once a month and needing an ambulance ride there. There have been a few times where we nearly found her dead at her apartment, or where she'd call my girlfriend and have her call parametrics for her because she couldn't communicate properly to the operator. My girlfriend has worked in medical before as a CNA some years back, and it's become routine now and snaps into caregiver mode. Because of her health, she wasn't able to care for her dog like she used to. Her dog was getting neglected, even if it wasn't purposeful. After we didn't hear from her for a few days and her mother contacted us asking if we'd heard from her, we went over and found her nearly dead, got her to a hospital, but told her after we'd take the dog to live with us and she can still be in Maya's life and she can visit her whenever. She agreed and was thankful for us taking her in. Shortly after we told her we can care for her dog, we had a serious discussion with Mia about everything. She had been kind of trying to push my girlfriend into a caregiver role rather than just friends, and we wanted to set firm boundaries on that. We did not want to blur those lines, and we didn't have the means to be able to be caregivers. I noticed it starting to happen early on. My girlfriend has a heart of gold and tries to help anyone and everyone she can. Unfortunately, people sometimes take advantage of that, so I wanted to nip that in the butt before it started, and she agreed. We asked Mia to look for more resources and maybe look into getting a caseworker. She's already on disability and SNAP, but it's not enough for her, and she agreed, and that was that, we thought. This was probably around a year ago now. So now, fast forward to the beginning of last June, I'm working at my job and my girlfriend and Mia hanging out together. After work, I get a call from my girlfriend. I don't recall exactly what she said, but basically Mia broke down, saying she doesn't think she'll live for much longer, and she's also being evicted from her apartment. Most of what they discussed is still unknown to me, but ultimately, without my involvement on it, it was decided that Mia was going to move in with us. Mind you, my girlfriend isn't even supposed to be living with me right now because she isn't even on the lease. The landlord just sent me an email discussing back payments for missed rent about a week prior to this and ended it in a vaguely threatening way, saying that they're aware my girlfriend is living with me. Not only that, but it's a 500 scafe studio and we already had a cat and now also Mia's dog living with us. And I'm the only one who has full employment. Yay, job market. I argued with my girlfriend and was just trying to figure out if there was any other option that we have, but she said no. She doesn't have any other friends as far as we're aware, and her parents are useless. Her sister and her still talk occasionally, but we don't know what their relationship is like outside of a once-a-month phone call, and she also lives a few states away. She also hasn't informed her family of her health and how she believes she's going to die soon though. This is not something I have yet to discuss with Mia directly about because, frankly, we aren't as close. But a part of me feels like she should at least tell her sister and father. A few days after all of that, she moved in officially, on my birthday of all days. This was after asking daily she can move in yet, and when can she move in? Saying stuff on how she doesn't know when they're going to kick her out, and how she can't even drink the water at her apartment because it had Legionnaire's disease in it, never once got proof of that. Also, how are your neighbors perfectly fine then? She swore she'd do her best to help out with chores and finances, and so far, the contrary has happened. Dishes haven't been done. She leaves food out constantly so the dog gets into it. She never picks up her trash, so I'm always cleaning up after her. My kitchen is just unusable because of how filthy it's gotten. She's also done serious damage to my floor and has put so many holes in my walls. The floor damage happened 2 weeks ago where she told us she got food poisoning somehow and was vomiting. Drank not 1, but 6 electrolyte drinks we bought for her in the span of an hour and proceeded to vomit all of that back up everywhere. I still don't understand why she did that. I have emetophobia, so I just left the apartment in a panic. In the meantime, my girlfriend called an ambulance to have her picked up because it was a deeply concerning amount. Apparently she vomits frequently, but oddly enough, it's only happened when I'm at work. No idea what's causing that, but my girlfriend said it was never that much, so that's why she called She also decided to use whatever she could find to clean the vomit. primarily consisting of me and my girlfriend's clothes, to shove into random corners all over the apartment where she vomited. My girlfriend wasn't aware she used whatever was near to clean it up and thought she got it all cleaned up by the time Mia left. My girlfriend had a previously planned trip to go on, so she left for about a week the next morning. I kept finding puke-covered clothing, towels, trash, you name it. Everywhere in that apartment for that whole time I was alone. I felt extremely uncomfortable being there, and because it was just the electrolyte drinks, it didn't really smell at all, which made it difficult to find. I now have multiple black stains of wood damage in my floor from it. I've given up asking her to do literally any chores at this point because every time I ask, there is always an excuse on why she can't. Both me and my girlfriend have talked privately together about how she uses a lot of medical knowledge and terminology she has over my girlfriend. So when asked to do something, she'll use that to her advantage, and if you disagree, she'll get all upset, sometimes cry about it. So it's made it very difficult to call out any bullshit because we just don't have the knowledge to distinguish between true or false things on her multiple uncommon disabilities, hyperspecific symptom. The one thing I have said she needs to do is feed and water the cat and dog once at both 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. I know for a fact she can do this. All day she is always messing around with something that requires way more energy than feeding and watering the animals. She has continuously neglected doing it though. Me and my girlfriend have come back home so many times to finding out the cat and dog haven't been fed and that their water dishes have been empty. The animals have gone a few times without water for 1.5 days because she'd lie saying she's done so. One of the worst issues is the lack of privacy me and my girlfriend have. To help alleviate that, we literally tried to split the room in half with furniture. While it helps a little, it's still a very small space, not meant for 3 people and 2 pets to live in. Before moving in, she said she would leave the apartment and go do something for the day so we can have some private time together. She's only left a total of 3 times since moving in almost 2 months ago. She doesn't leave. This has caused some serious strain on me and my girlfriend's relationship lately. We've been having some unrelated issues here and there, but this has made it worse. Mia also has this thing where when I leave for work, she'll have a crying episode every night. I work overnights across the coffee table from my girlfriend, and no matter what my girlfriend does, she's inconsolable. She'll just sit there and cry for hours, making my girlfriend extremely uncomfortable. As I write this, she was doing exactly that, and my girlfriend just texted me that she literally was so uncomfortable by it that she just left for a friend's place. She also just refuses to stay in the same space as me unless my girlfriend is in the room with us. I can't get 2 seconds alone with my girlfriend because she just follows her around. And if she doesn't go with my girlfriend, she'll immediately just get up and go to her side of the room, kitchen or bathroom, oftentimes moping around and almost never speaking to me. She activity avoids me at this point. She's constantly waking me up when I'm sleeping, and every single night she's always making some loud sounds like using a hammer, using her blender, or most commonly playing a guitar past 9 p.m. I'm terrified I'm going to get a noise complaint soon. I've asked her multiple times to stop by 9 p.m. and she keeps looking at me like I'm stupid or gives attitude in response. I'm always so exhausted on top of the normal exhaustion I feel because of my narcolepsy. So sleep is so important for me, and she just keeps waking me up. Speaking of narcolepsy, actually, around the time I met her and she learned I've been diagnosed with it, she told me she thinks she's narcoleptic herself. Now that I've gotten to know her for this long, I don't believe it one bit. She shows no signs or symptoms of anyone who has narcolepsy, so I don't know why she said that, and it makes me suspicious. Mia also just doesn't know how to be poor. I'm not exactly sure how else to put it, but she's terrible with money. She also has a terrible diet that consists of mostly fast food and sweets. She buys so much random food stuff that she just doesn't use and is ordering DoorDash often. She has this weird thing where we are fully stocked on food, but she just can't eat anything we have, and she has to buy herself DoorDash right now, and if we suggest her to not waste her money and just eat something here, we'll even make it for her. She'll break down crying and ball up in the corner, sobbing about it until she gets it. She'll always throw out some medical terminology that we don't understand to find some exact reason on why she needs this specific thing. The last one I remember, it was about prep time, and she'll like pass out or something. even though it would have been faster to make food at home. But when we pointed that out, it was something about electrolytes and carbohydrates or something. It didn't make any sense. I also just want it to be clear. We have zero access to her finances, we have no clue what it looks like, and we aren't trying to take it or force her to buy anything. All we are saying is just gentle suggestions to save the money, because we're all on such a tight budget. We've previously asked Mia to get a caseworker and to go into therapy multiple times now. She keeps saying she will, but never takes any action to do so, and I'm so tired. As of this past week, she's been incredibly short and snappy with us now, and we're at a loss on what to do. My home feels like a hoarder's house because of all of the crap she brought in and the mess she's caused. I feel like she's manipulative to my girlfriend most of all, and I see that it's really breaking her down. I've never seen her cry so often. It's not like we can just kick her out though. She'll die on the streets. This is driving me towards what feels like insanity at this point. I will admit, me and my girlfriend have gotten into fights where I did yell at her about how much I hate this situation and how tired I am while Mia heard it all. I'm not perfect by any means, but I feel like I'm reacting fairly normal to how anyone would going through the same thing. And I've never seen any proof on her being evicted. She's told us she'd give us medical information so we can give it to the parametrics when they arrive, but it hasn't happened, and we've been asking for that for almost a year now. She now apparently thinks I believe she's faking her disabilities, which isn't entirely true. I think she's definitely using them to her advantage and overplaying it sometimes. I also wonder if this is just self-inflicted. And how exactly do you know you're going to die soon? She keeps skipping her doctor's appointments, so how does she know that this isn't completely preventable? But when I say that, I'm told that I'm being an unempathetic asshole.